How's it going, guys? My name is Damien. Thank you for stopping by, bringing you my review for Season 3, Episode 10 of Arrow. And what an episode it was. It pretty much went as I expected, as far as where the show left off in December last year. Mid-season finale was pretty epic, so let's get right into it. Of course, as always, if you haven't seen the episode yet, I always mention this every single video. Feel free to click off, come back later if you want to hear my thoughts and opinions to avoid any spoilers or anything like that. So, get right into it. There was a lot happening in this episode, as there tends to be with these shows, because whenever you have a mid-season finale, the episode after that usually is going to be pretty big. So this episode went as I expected. Reason being, the way it ended, I pretty much knew this is how they were going to have to continue the show for now. And by that I mean having Team Arrow create a sense of doubt amongst themselves if they want to continue, and having Arsenal kind of take the leadership role, Roy kind of stepping up, being Arsenal full on now and really trying to do a lot more. And as you can see, it's not really working out so well for them. So where they'll go from here will be interesting, but obviously Oliver Queen could never be dead on this show because it wouldn't make any sense. The show would end. So naturally, he is coming back in a few episodes right now, as you can see towards the end of the episode, the very end anyway, the final scene, and leading up to that point throughout the episode with little tidbits with Maseo, you could see really where it was going. Lazarus Pit bringing him back to life, of course. There was no way he could survive that fall anyway, so it was a dead giveaway that something miraculous had to happen to bring him back. Of course, there's no other way for him to come back, and it's great that they were able to do it the way they did. Honestly, I enjoy the Ra's al Ghul fight from episode 9, so this is a great continuing episode following up with everything that happened. Probably my favorite thing from the episode, honestly, was Laurel just putting on the Black Canary costume, officially announcing herself as the Black Canary. I also liked her motivation. It was in that moment realizing that Oliver is no longer alive, because as far as Team Arrow is concerned and Laurel and so on, he is not alive. And it was in that moment that she realized she had to do something more, because with him being gone, obviously a lot of crime would a lot of different criminal activities would start taking place again. So naturally she would be the one to step in now, and or she saw this as her opportunity to step in and try to at least, help in some way. So I really, really like that. I also thought she looked great in costume. It was really, really good. If you haven't seen the scenes, I'll have the scenes that I posted on my other channel in the description. But yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I also liked the dialogue between Felicity and Roy and Diggle. Felicity is just still ultimately coming to grips with the fact that Oliver is not there anymore, or that he's dead and she won't be seeing him anymore. And she kind of snapped at Ray Palmer, you know, a little bit there. Ultimately, their scenes as well were really, really good. I enjoy their scenes a lot. So, and personally, for me, I'm never really a big fan of the flashbacks. I haven't been in season 3. I really love the island flashbacks, and I guess that's kind of why I just haven't been enjoying these as much. They're still good, but just for me personally, I don't really find myself being too into them. But this week's episode, I really, really enjoyed. It also gives a lot of great backstory to who Amanda Waller is in general. You just kind of get an idea of how she came to be who she is and her style and everything like that. So it's really, really great overall to see the way they do it. And moving forward, there's going to be a lot more criminals out on the streets, of course. So, plotline is convenient where it needs to be. But yeah, all that evidence is gone, so naturally they couldn't hold those guys. Everyone's back out, and it's going to. I feel like they're leading up to something pretty big, and we're gonna see where it goes. But I feel like there's gonna be a team up with Team Flash, Team Arrow, Black Canary, and Adam, and all of these guys. If they could pull something off like that, it would be really, really good. Another thing that happened in this episode that I really liked was the scenes between Thea and Malcolm Merlin. It's interesting because I really didn't like Malcolm too much. I mean, I never thought he was a terrible character, but he wasn't someone that I really say that I liked. But his character is just he was really really cool, but you really saw that kind of villain bad guy kind of approach from him. But this season, him and Thea, that connection that they have, it's been great, and I've really just been enjoying their scenes together, especially with him training her and so on. And I loved his response when she tried to kill him when she wasn't sure who was in her apartment. And it's just dialogue like that between the two of them, but she's becoming a lot better. And every time I see Arrow, it's funny because I watch them do these ridiculous training sequences, training for all this time in general. Like in season 2 you had a lot of those sparring competitions between or those contests between Oliver and Sarah, and they just kind of go back and forth. And every time I see characters like that, it always brings me back to the Flash, where he's just a superpowered being, and that is what I was talking about in one of my previous reviews, or no, I was talking about when I was talking about the Flash and Arrow, or the Flash being better than Arrow, and that's just one of the things that really it changes everything. Like if you have Barry come to Star, or if he comes over to Starling City, that's it. There's no problems. He could literally take care of Brick and all those other guys within 5 seconds, and that's just the difference. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Enjoying the flashbacks, enjoying a lot of the dialogue and the growth of the characters. There's a lot more they're going to be able to do with this show. I can't wait to see what they do with Black Canary. There's an episode coming up called Canaries, which is probably going to be 40 minutes of just Laurel Lance story. So that should be really good. And I don't know, I guess that's it. I really love Arrow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of this show, and I can't wait to see what else they do. The Flash, Arrow. Hope there's more crossovers. Hope there's all that good stuff. Hope there's some more cameos from other DC characters. I really hope Firestorm comes over to Arrow as well, just for one episode at least. That would be great. So, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video. Continue to support the channel. If you're new, subscribe. I do weekly reviews for The Flash, Arrow, and The Vampire Diaries. Stop by my channel tomorrow night for for my review of The Vampire Diaries, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Check out my other two videos at the end. You will see the Flash review and my thoughts on The Flash and Arrow and which show is better. I'll see you guys later. My name is Damien.